In my development, have really gone through dark moments, but I realized later actually that's where I had the deepest insights to change something. So the whole holistic means I do not want to neglect any part of me. And my understanding of consciousness is that when I'm not in balance, there's many different ways to experience this, as physical symptoms, as mental disturbances, as breakdowns in my relationships, but to see this not as something went wrong, but to give me the chance to have a new look and say, what does that mean? What do I need to adjust? The more simple, the better. So I look first always at the physical aspects of things. Second then, out of this, how is the relation to the environment? So in this complex interaction, there is growth. So there I can see, I can develop new ways of understanding, and a lot of times they come through moments where I had identified myself with a part, and now it's time to change something. And there's a big difference for me between decisions and choices that I make in my life. Decisions is, I stay the way I am, shall I now do this or that? The choice in my life is, I'm not there yet, but my heart tells you, that's what I want to move to. So I have a guide with me all the time when I make choices in my life, building on my experience. A healthy human being can really flower and blossom when it has the right environment. I guess what I want to provide in this training is a healthy environment where people can experiment with new ways of being, where they can develop parts that for whatever reason they have neglected in themselves. So I see healing, health, development, self-development as a movement towards wholeness, not a fixed state, because from my understanding it will keep on growing. So a movement, a consciously experienced movement towards wholeness as an individual, and through that input as a group. That I see the incredible chance we have in this training. What I will use in this is a lot of body awareness. That means through language and through our behavior, we have separated ourselves from our body, and then we separated our mind from our body. And we identify with a part that tries to understand the whole, instead of seeing this part I identify is part of a whole. So when I manage again with my noticing, my inner noticing, to come in touch with parts in me, and I mean with this, in my body, because body structure is life structure. It's like the mind three-dimensional. It shows the whole story of my life. And when I can touch parts in my body that I haven't been in touch with before, I also touch parts of myself. I'm talking about self-support. When I want to support myself, I need to be in touch with all the parts of me. And that's a learning process. It doesn't go like this. Because the way we are has a meaning. We all adapted a character structure to protect ourselves in difficult moments, to survive the pain the inner child still feels. So a body structure shows me actually how did I protect myself, and through bringing attention to my body structure, I bring attention to myself. What I'm not in touch with in my body, I'm not in touch with in myself. So simple like this, we want to extend the awareness of parts of our body, to touch them, make contact, and stay in contact so they can be integrated as body awareness. So I learned this a lot in bioenergetics work, in Reichian work, in breath work, that we will use in this. But also approaches like Gestalt, who work more with the mental aspect and see also our mind is divided in parts we are identified with and parts we are not identified with. Again, a whole consists of parts, and the parts need to communicate with each other. So we will not treat body and mind as separate, but there are certain ways to make these parts more feelable, more experimentable, but the key will always be, how can I integrate them in the here and now? How can I grow through contacting and integrating parts of me that I have neglected for a long time? Out of this comes growth. So self-development, when I want to do this as a coach, I cannot heal somebody, because everybody has its own inner wisdom and its own inner ways of doing it. I can be in the way, or I can support this. And to develop this sensitivity is a bit the goal of this training.